Hi Isabelle, sorry for your late video here. I'm not going to do too much with Au Clair de la Lune because we've already done a lot of videos on that. But this week I really want you to be focusing on working on some note reading skills. And so there's a lot of apps out there. I did see a good one for Android. If you have an Android device, it probably would be available on Apple's too. Sight reading trainer. You can practice left-hand notes or right-hand notes one at a time. You can just start it at an easy skill level where you're just in C position, and then as you get good at reading those notes, you can go to more intermediate levels and advanced levels practicing more notes. So you would just put your phone on the piano music stand and it will give you the note on the staff. Then you find the note and play it as fast as you can correctly. So things like that will help practicing your note reading skills. Go back and do some of the easy review songs and try to pay attention. So maybe if you are on Lightly Row, go ahead and zoom in on the music here. You'll see how there's a space note and a space note. So if you have two space notes, you will always skip a finger. Okay, sometimes if you have a big gap between the space notes, I don't see one that's an example like that, but Twinkle has that example. So if we look at Twinkle, like the first space note and the second space note skip a space. Okay, so that would be skipping from your thumb to your pinky, what we call a fifth. So if you skip a space, it's a fifth. If it's next door neighbor spaces, it's a third. You can either use 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 3 and 5, depending on where you are. So we're gonna work this week to be really intentional about noticing how far our notes are apart. So if you go back and play Twinkle or Honeybee or Lightly Row, notice, as my notes stepping down one at a time, or are they skipping? If they're skipping, are they skipping a third, which would be between 1 and 3, or 2 and 4, or 3 and 5? Those are all thirds. Are they skipping a fourth? A fourth could be between 1 and 4, or 2 and 5. We don't have to play them at the same time. We can play fourths, or down a fourth, or starting on second finger, or down a fourth, or if I do up a third starting on my thumb, or up a second is next door neighbor notes, or down a second. So pay attention to the distances. The other one I didn't talk about is fifths. Talked about that with the music on Twinkle, but a fifth would be from do to sol, sol, do. Okay, so if we think solfege, if you're familiar with that, do, re is a second, do, mi is a third, do, fa is a fourth, do, sol is a fifth. So practice seeing the distances, hearing the distances, feeling the distances. That will help you read the notes in the left and right hand. Use the note reading paper that I sent to you. I don't really see it familiar right here, but I know I sent it to you. So we have lines, spaces, remembering what they're called in the treble and the bass clefs. Refer to those in your practice. When you're practicing Au Clair de la Lune, you want to be really careful in making sure you practice the move from C position to G position at the end of line 2 to line 3, and then moving back from G to C. So try to do these trampoline jumps. Try them with your eyes closed this week. Those are good exercises. And then practice this gap at the end of the second line where we have E, G, E, C, where we have no fingers on F, so our pinky can go to B. Okay? If you start feeling really comfortable with hands separate because you've been doing it for a while, slowly line the hands up. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. half note in the right hand, and then there's a quarter note in the left hand. So you've got 2 notes in one hand to 1 note in the other hand. So you're lining up your beats and counting too. Okay, do little chunks. If you are ready to do hands together, do it maybe 2 measures at a time, and then add it to a line at a time. Okay, but if you just stay hands separate all week and get really good at the moves and the finger spacing, I'm fine with that. All right, so have a good week. Focus on those note readings, thinking about your review songs with your note reading, and hopefully this video was helpful. We'll see you next time. Bye.